Commander Ellis stood at the viewport of the diplomatic vessel Handshake, watching the alien delegation disembark onto Earth soil for the first time. The Valari had arrived 3 weeks ago, their massive ship settling into orbit with the grace of falling leaves despite its enormous size. This was humanity's first contact with intelligent life beyond their solar system, and everything had to go perfectly. "They're moving rather slowly," observed Lieutenant Reed from beside him. "Do you think they're struggling with our gravity?" Ellis shook his head. "They adjusted their ship's internal gravity weeks ago to match ours. No, I think they're being cautious." The Valari were tall, willowy beings with silvery skin that seemed to shimmer in the morning sunlight. Their forearms moved with deliberate precision as they descended the ramp. What passed for their faces, smooth surfaces with 3 vertical slits where eyes might be and a small horizontal opening that served as a mouth, turned in every direction, taking in the gathered human delegation. "Look at Ambassador Temple," Ellis said, nodding toward the human greeting party. "She seems perfectly at ease." Reed snorted. "That's because she's spent the last 3 years preparing for this exact moment. The rest of us are just along for the ride." The Valari leader, who had introduced himself as High Envoy Trell during the preliminary communications, paused halfway down the ramp. The delegation behind him stopped in unison, like dancers frozen mid-performance. Even from the viewport, Ellis could see the alien skin ripple with what the xenobiologist had identified as their version of alarm. "Something's wrong," Ellis muttered, reaching for his communicator. Before he could activate it, Trell resumed his descent, though his movements seemed stiffer than before. In the weeks leading up to this meeting, humans had shared exhaustive information about Earth's environment, atmosphere, and gravity. The Valari had requested data on everything from magnetic field strength to background radiation levels. Earth scientists had obliged, eager to learn about the Valari in return. The aliens had been forthcoming about their biology, explaining that they evolved on a world with a red dwarf star that emitted minimal ultraviolet radiation. "That's why they're covered," Reed had said during one briefing, pointing to the protective suits the Valari wore in all their transmissions. "Their world doesn't have our kind of sunlight." When the Valari finally reached Earth's soil, Ambassador Temple stepped forward with her hands open in the gesture of peace the aliens had taught them. "High Envoy Trell, on behalf of humanity, welcome to Earth." Trell mimicked the gesture with his upper set of arms. "The gratitude is ours, Ambassador Temple. Your world is most fascinating." Ellis watched the exchange with satisfaction. Months of careful planning were paying off. The location had been chosen specifically. A clearing surrounded by trees that would provide shade if the aliens needed it, despite their assurances that their protective suits would shield them from Earth's harsh sunlight. "Commander," Reed said suddenly, his voice tight, "look at Trell's suit." Ellis followed his gaze and felt his heart skip. The High Envoy's protective covering was beginning to retract, folding away from his silvery skin like petals opening. The other Valari followed suit, their protective layers withdrawing to expose their bodies to Earth's direct sunlight. "What are they doing?" Reed hissed. "According to everything they told us, unfiltered sunlight should be harmful to them." Ellis grabbed his communicator. "Ambassador Temple, the Valari are removing their protective gear. All our data indicates this could be dangerous for them." Through the viewport, he saw Temple's hand move to her earpiece. She listened, then turned back to Trell with visible concern. "High Envoy, our scientists are concerned about your exposure to our sun without protection. We were under the impression that—" Trell raised all 4 hands, the Valari gesture for silence. "Your concern honors us, Ambassador, but it is unnecessary." His vertical eye slits widened, revealing iridescent orbs beneath. "We have studied your sun extensively from orbit. What your scientists could not know, what we ourselves did not anticipate, is that your solar radiation has a most unexpected effect on our biology." The Valari's skin began to shimmer more intensely under the direct sunlight, taking on a golden hue that pulsed rhythmically. The effect spread through the entire delegation until they appeared to be a collection of living statues crafted from precious metals. "Rather than harm," Trell continued, Your sun provides us with energy we have never before experienced. Our world's star is old and dim. Yours is vibrant, powerful. Ambassador Temple recovered admirably from her surprise. I'm pleased to hear that, but I admit we're confused. Your communications indicated your species would find our sunlight dangerous. A reasonable assumption, based on the data available. To you, Trell acknowledged. We ourselves expected discomfort at minimum. Instead we find, he paused, his voice resonating with what the humans would later learn was profound joy. We find renewal, strength, clarity of thought beyond anything our people have known in 10,000 years. The human delegation murmured among themselves, and Ellis could see the scientists frantically taking notes and readings. It appears, Trell said, raising his voice to address all the humans present, that the evolutionary path our species took long ago prepared us for this moment, though we had no way of knowing it. The mineral composition of our bodies interacts with your particular spectrum of light in a way that enhances rather than damages our cellular structure. Temple smiled. Then this is indeed a fortunate first meeting between our peoples. More than fortunate, Trell replied. It may be destiny. Our historians speak of ancient times when our ancestors lived under a brighter star. We believe these to be myths. Now I wonder if they were memories. Ellis watched as the Valari spread their forearms wide, their bodies drinking in the sunlight that human scientists had been certain would harm them. The sight was breathtaking. 12 alien beings transformed into living artwork by nothing more than Earth's ordinary morning sun. Commander, Reed whispered, do you understand what this means for the Alliance? Ellis nodded slowly. It means they have a reason to want what we have. A good reason. He turned to his lieutenant with a smile. And that's the foundation of any lasting partnership. On the ground below, human and Valari representatives began to walk together toward the conference facility, the alien skin pulsing with golden light with every step they took under Earth's life-giving sun. The shock on the faces of the human delegation was unmistakable, but not nearly as profound as the wonder radiating from the visitors who had found, against all expectations, that the light of an unfamiliar star felt like coming home.